Here last week, we didn't have much of a show because my computer hard drive had crashed. And this is that same computer. It hasn't been repaired yet because I've been busy doing a few other things. Very soon in my home here, I'm going to be installing shutters. And that's happening in the month of February. But to prepare for that, I needed to do some painting on the surroundings of the windows. And it kind of made sense, hey Zedmeet, it kind of made sense that I would do the painting on the surrounds of the windows while the computer was dead, because I kind of needed to do that room anyway. We've got 3 people watching, hopefully a few more will join. But in the meantime, this is a little bit of a tour of my house. So there's the streaming computer. Still hasn't really been looked at, but hello, Chris. We're going to go upstairs right now to the studio. So this is a sneak peek at what the studio looks like when the computer's not there. Here we go. You ready? That is my green screen. It doesn't look very green anymore. And that is where my computer used to be. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to turn the camera around and give you all an update on the computer situation. And but according to them, the heads have failed and they're hearing supposedly a clicking noise. I don't know the veracity of that statement yet. I haven't opened the machine. With all of these other problems, you know, I needed to get this painting done anyway, so I had other things I needed to do. Hello, Trevor. By the way, everyone who's watching, and according to YouTube, there's only one person watching, and I think YouTube is lying. They're cheating me out of video subscribers because I've seen at least half a dozen people. Can everyone at the same time type your name or type something under your name in chat? We've got Nightbot, E0. We had Trevor a moment ago. YouTube viewer stats. Yeah, E0, you're there. Anyway, so long story short, the hard drive, they reckon is cactus. So I'm going to get a kit to put in an SSD to replace the old Fusion drive. I'm going to take out the old components. On day one, I'll probably leave the old components on the bench. G'day, Rob. See, it's telling me there's only 4 people here. And that doesn't make sense, but welcome to YouTube. So I'll take the hard drive out. I'll take the old SSD out, which is part of that Fusion drive. Hello, Chris Hope. See, there's so many people here and there's only... anyway. Take it out, put it on the bench, get the computer up and running, do something with that. When, and I do use the word if at this point, if I do continue streaming, it will be in a different format. I won't use the green screen anymore, obviously, because it's gone. But wherever I end up setting up my cameras, I'll have a nice background behind it and I'll use a physical real background. G'day Wayne, good to see you, my friend. So I'll have a real background and, you know, have maybe a picture of a TV screen on the wall or something like that I can still inject that. I don't know, I'll work that out later. But right now, you know, I've got a lot of things to do in the home, putting this back together again. On Monday, I get my car back, and that is going to be amazing because, well, I don't get it back, I get a new one, I should say. For those who've been here long enough, they'll know that my car was I get my new car. Limit drones. Okay, I've moved locations. Hopefully that's going to be a little bit better. Hopefully that's going to be a little bit better. Can everyone confirm they can hear me all right now? Better, okay. Yeah, I don't normally have Wi-Fi in that office because it's all connected by cable in there. So where was I? I was telling you about what's happening with No Limit Drones. Coldflake is on and off site for a week. He got away from home so he can do some stuff without being distracted by demands from his wife. I'm being very politically correct there. And because of that, he's focused on coding, knee-deep in coding. First thing he's finished was a bunch of architectural things in terms of the SQL that runs all of the stuff. But the second thing that he's doing right now is he's already invented the language, but he's now building the language, a scripting language, which is, if you've got a new hack for a drone, you don't have to modify the NLD client in future. You just go and implement it in this scripting language, whatever it is that you want to do. You've got to send a duml packet of some kind of sort. You can do that in this scripting language. You want to execute a certain shell script on the host system to go and do, I don't know, a Python attack of some sort or some other attack. You can do that without changing the client. So all of that means more hacks, quicker, all sorts of good source. And that's due for completion by the end of January. Like Lua, no, it's a JSON structured language. So each hack has got its own JSON header, and then you've got nesting blocks with things inside there that can do things, and you've got a set of defines at the beginning and so on and so on. But anyway, that's what it is, and that's why it is. By the way, I can see 11 people watching and only 5 people have given me the thumb. So unless you've got no thumbs, please go and hit that button. Thank you. So yeah, he's going and finishing that scripting language by the end of January. That's the target. Then going into February, the next thing is then going and saying all of the existing hacks that have already been around for a long time, how do we re-implement those existing hacks using the new scripting language? That's part 1. Part 2, there's another large number of hacks that are out there and things that we know we can do to the drones that we haven't implemented in the old client because it takes some time to do that. Hello, Drone Assist Indiana, nice to meet you. So all of those existing hacks, and I'll give you an example. Here's probably one of the most famous examples. Everyone is aware of DJI's remote ID, or what do they call it? I can't think of the name of it now. Not the American remote ID one. DJI invented one before that, their own protocol. And we already know how to bypass that and turn it off. But it's never been implemented in the client. So there are some people who have legitimate reasons to turn that off. And rather ironically, the most important customer who wants that kind of thing turned off, Joe Blaylock. Oh my goodness. For paint, he's driving and he can't chat. Joe Blaylock, thank you, my friend. Glad to catch me live. Hi, Drone Assist again. Where was I? Yeah, so turning off the remote ID stuff. We know how to do that. And rather ironically, it's government that needs the ability to do that. And one of our larger customers in the No Limit Drones world is actually government people. They need to do secret squirrel stuff, and they're happy to go and pay to turn off the things that let the bad guys know where they are. So that's out of interest. What's another good example? The Mavic Mini series have got some limitations of, I think, the altitude you can go unless you do something. I can't remember what it was, but we've got a mod for that that's going to be implemented in that new language. Lots more FCC things and those kind of things. Rather ironically, some people actually need a hack to turn an FCC drone into a CE drone. So that's something else that's going to be there. There's a valid need to do that. And that'll come with time. That's all I've got for a quick little... Can someone go and deal with Daniela, whatever the name was there? Because it looks to be yet another spammer. Has anyone got any questions about hacks, first of all? If you want to know something, script to enable ADDI mode would be nice. So, there are existing buttons on different drones that can do different modes. So you've got, on a Phantom 4 series, for example, you've got normal mode, sport mode, and ADDI mode. On some of the later models, some of the Mavic series, for example, you don't have ADDI mode and you've only got normal mode and sports mode. I do know that people have written custom code that can do that. I can't remember on what series of drone it was, but I'm going to live. You're going to go live too? I don't know, Grumps. There is the ability on some drones to go and do that and to put them into ADDI mode when DJI didn't originally support them. If there is a way to do that on your individual drone, I see no reason whatsoever why that wouldn't be able to be put into the new NLD scripting language. Thank you, Trevor. Appreciate it. So that's going to come. Anything else? No, live rather than die. No, live rather than die. You're going to live. Grumpy, it is so good to hear that you're going to live. That means we're going to have to listen to your jokes for longer. But seriously, jokes aside, I wish Grumpy and Judy good health. For those who may not be aware, and it's not a secret, they certainly publicised it themselves. They've been doing the COVID thing, so I'm sure they're going to come through well, and everyone definitely wish Grumpy and Judy all the best. Are there any other questions about drone hack related things that you can do with your drone? Since I'm here and, you know, this is a really informal fireside chat. Wayne King, I haven't got a sound effect button. Can someone go ka-ching? I'm going to have to go into recline mode now. I'm pressing the button. This is a fireside chat. Wayne, thank you very, very much, my friend. Oh, look at that. That's better. I like that. Where was I? Has anyone got any drone hack related things they'd like to hear about since we're here? Because today is the day when I can give you a bit of time, answer some unusual questions, and actually there's one I can share with you right now. I don't know if I've ever demoed this, but I should do it one day. The mini series and a number of others, there's a way that you can get a shell. So you want to log into the Mini and log into the Unix or the Linux operating environment, I should say. DJI, of course, have their own ways of doing these things, and some good people, some really, really good guys have worked out how to do that. And they didn't publish all of their work. They published enough of a hint for you to continue from their work. And so I wrote a wrapper script around that, and that works really well. You just say log in and you've got a shell prompt on a Mini or a Mini 2 or a Mini SE. I haven't got other aircraft to try that on, but works really well. That's an ADB shell. Except for the fact that that was on my Mac computer that died. So I'll have to see if I've got a backup of that. Any other hacking questions? And I just realized I might have had my hand partially over the microphone. Wayne, I just want to say thank you again, my friend. That means a lot. Very much. Any other hacking questions? Any other No Limit Drones or AusBuyDrone questions? I can tell you this much about AusBuyDrone. It's going to be probably a couple of months before I get back to any configuration where I'm ready to stream again, for a number of reasons. The streaming server is that computer back there that's totally dead. I do have a backup of what was on it, but it's a very, very old backup. Everyone says IT guys are the worst IT people, and they are. I admit that. But I'll tell you the reason. This is a true story and a funny story. The reason why I turned off backups originally was because of the show. Grumpy vlogger to buy a PC so you can use vMix. Bugger off. That's all I can say. The reason I didn't have auto backup turned on is one too many times back in the early days, it used to do a backup in the middle of the show. And that kind of made the machine grind to a halt a little bit. So yeah, I turned that off and I was doing it manually from time to time, but my own laziness and forgetfulness stopped that. So I've lost a lot of stuff, but I can't afford $1,200 to go and do a hard drive recovery. So that's not going to happen. What else is happening? Wirecast. Well, I had a custom hacked version of Wirecast that I did my own hack on it so that I could continue to use it, even though the Wirecast people had turned off my license. They never refunded the money, but they just turned it off. Oh, you want to hear something funny? Wirecast auto-renewed my annual software subscription so that I could get the latest versions of Wirecast. They charged me the money and then it didn't work, it didn't do anything, it didn't let me get the latest versions, and so I did a PayPal dispute on that, and PayPal refunded the money. But I'll tell you what, those Telestream Wirecast people, and I'll use a word that's not appropriate for a stream, they're absolute dicks, right? The only reason they turned off my ability to use their software is really simple. I kept on pointing out the bugs. They had so many bugs and so many problems in their software, and I've got so many workarounds. You know, that's one thing that annoys me the most. On that computer, I've got a video that, actually, no, I think it's a hidden video on YouTube. I might be able to get that one up, which is every bug that I'd found in Wirecast and my process of turning on Wirecast from cold and dark to streaming, and I had a bug-o-meter. Now, someone in the US later on told me that, well, a bug-o-meter, a bugometer, or a bugger, or whatever, might be seen as a little bit offensive. I didn't think of that at the time. It was meant to be a bug counter. And let's just say the bug counter kept on going up. I should look out for that video and see if I can make it public. Anyway, any more drone hacking questions? If not, I'm going to sign off in a couple of minutes. But certainly I miss AusBuyDrone. I don't miss the preparation though, not having to look for news stories. I had a relaxing, well, no, I didn't have a relaxing Friday. I was still painting and covering up all of that green. I don't see any more questions coming in, so I'm going to say that's all from me. It's been fun chatting to you for the last 22 minutes and 15 seconds. Do watch the beginning. Do me a favor. Give us a thumbs up if you haven't. Can you go across to Discord? Yeah, I will go across to Discord after this and say hi to everyone in Discord. So if anyone wants to join in there, can someone type the command !Discord in the chat? and that'll put the link to Discord for anyone who hasn't been there before. That would be very helpful. Anyway, look, that's all I've got. I'll see you in Discord. Thanks for watching. Thanks for being part of the Ausbiodrone team. And I'll see you next time. That's all. Bye-bye for now.